Hello, I'm Federica from the Eurostars team at Eureka. In this video, I'm going to explain what you need to know before applying to Eurostars. In particular, we're going to focus on Eurostars eligibility criteria. Before we start, you should know that you can participate in a Eurostars project from anywhere in the world, but Eurostars funding is only available for organizations based in Eurostars countries. Watch the first video in this series for more information on Eurostars funding. To find out whether you're based in one of the 37 Eurostars countries, visit our website at www.eurekanetwork.org. This will be important for understanding our eligibility criteria. Now, let's look at eligibility criteria. For your project application to be successful, it must comply with 7 simple eligibility criteria. First, your project must be led by an innovative SME from a Eurostars country. The definition of innovative SME is extremely simple. You need to be an SME with the ambition to collaborate in an R&D and innovation international project to develop a new product, process, or service that can be rapidly commercialized. You don't have to be an SME with a proven track record of R&D activities. Your ambition is what's important. Your consortium must include at least 2 entities that are independent from one another. Organizations are independent from each other when neither is under the direct or indirect control of the other, or under the same direct or indirect control as the other. You can find a full explanation in our eligibility guidelines on our website, and if you have any questions or doubts about your specific case, you can contact your national funding body. 2 organizations that are not independent from one another are permitted to participate in a project if there is also a 3rd organization participating which is independent of the first 2. Your consortium must include organizations from at least 2 different Eurostars countries. At least one of the Eurostars countries where the 2 organizations are based must also be an EU country or a Horizon Europe associated country. Except for Canada, Singapore, South Africa, South Korea, and Switzerland, all other Eurostars countries are either an EU member state or a Horizon Europe associated country or undergoing the process of association to Horizon Europe. Let's look at some examples to understand this criterion. Consider a project consortium with an SME from Germany and one from South Korea, independent from one another. Is this consortium eligible? Yes. We have 2 entities independent based in 2 different Eurostars countries, with one, Germany, also being an EU member state. Now, what if we add to this consortium a university from Albania, which is not a Eurostars country? The consortium is still eligible because the minimum requirement is met. There are still 2 different Eurostars countries, where one is also an EU country. Another example is one where we have an SME from Canada and one from South Korea. So the consortium involves 2 entities based in 2 different Eurostars countries. However, neither Canada nor South Korea are either an EU member state or a Horizon Europe associated country. Therefore, the consortium is ineligible. The next eligibility criterion states that the budget of the SMEs participating in the project, excluding their subcontracting costs, must be at least 50% of the total project budget. This calculation only considers SMEs based in Eurostars countries. So imagine a project consortium where an SME from Canada is responsible for 30% of the total project budget, an SME from Turkey for 25%, and an SME from the United States for 45%. And there is no subcontracting for these SMEs. All project participants are SMEs, but the United States is not a Eurostars country, so we must exclude the SME based in the United States from our calculation. Now we add the budgets of the Canadian and Turkish SMEs, 30% and 25%. We subtract their subcontracting costs, but we said that in this example there are no subcontracting costs foreseen for these SMEs. And the result must be at least 50% of the total project budget. For this project, the SMEs based in Eurostars countries are responsible for 55%, so the project is eligible. No single entity can be responsible for more than 70% of the total project budget. For example, if we have a consortium with a university and an SME, and the SME has 72% or even 70.5% of the total project budget, the project is ineligible. No single country can be responsible for more than 70% of the total project budget. For example, we have a consortium with 3 partners, 2 from Canada and 1 from Italy. Now, the individual budgets of each partner are less than 70%, but the combined budgets of the Canadian partners, so one country, is 80% of the total budget. So the project is ineligible. Your project must last 36 months or less. And finally, it must have an exclusively civilian purpose. Eurostars does not fund projects with military purposes. This was the list of our Eurostars program eligibility criteria. For more information and examples, visit our website at www.eurekanetwork.org. If you have any questions, contact your national funding body through the contact form on our website. Thank you very much for listening and good luck with your application.